Hi there folks, Simon here. Welcome to the 2023 Beginner TAC Tournament of April. This is the second quarter tournament and we are seeing game 2 between NameOfStone and Reilley. Reilley in white, NameOfStone in black. And we saw the first game go to a road in a Tinuë, actually, where NameOfStone was able to set that up and get that win. However, Reilley still has a chance to bring this on to the tiebreaker of a blitz match, and that is if he wins this game as white. However, NameOfStone only has to draw or win this game, and he will move on to the finals of this beginner tournament. Now, just like all games in this tournament, they are played on a 6x6 board, as you can see here, with 15 minutes on the clock and a 10-second increment, and playing with 0 Komi. If you don't know what Komi is, don't worry about it. We're not using it. Doesn't matter. So we are ready to jump right in to this game 2 semifinals match. And yeah, let's jump right into game 2. All right, and here we go with A1, F6, opposite corner start this time. Jumping right into that knight's opening. And then black just going for that center control here. White shifting gears. Interesting play to go for D4. I feel like that was a strong misplay here because if white had played at E3, that would have cut off black's opportunity to go for the horizontal, but also worked towards their own vertical. But playing over here at D4, while it does get them closer to the center, it allowed black to just cut off all of their momentum and get that momentum back just by placing there at C4. So I think that was quite a bit of a misplay there right at the beginning. Black now has momentum early on in this game without even having to drop a capstone. And if you're wondering what I mean by momentum, when I talk about momentum in TAC, I mean who can make the road the quickest. So who is playing the offensive moves right now and who is going to be defensive. So if you've got momentum, you don't have to be defensive. You don't have to make sort of a capture or a blocking move. And we talk about momentum in the momentum video of TAC University. White dropping that first capstone here, really good spot, able to come over, capture right onto C3, and really cut off that vertical threat. It's exactly what he goes for. Black, however, dropping that capstone over at E3. I don't feel like that capstone was particularly offensive. That was a very defensive capstone. However, I think it's going to work out just fine. It's in a really good spot. It follows a lot of the guidelines that we talk about in the capstones video of TAC University. All right, black captures left after white makes that vertical connection, or that horizontal connection, sorry. Now white has that tag threat, first tag threat of the game. White can come up with this capstone, make a road. Black's not going to let that happen, and to capture right with their flat. Now, like I said in the previous game, flat on flat captures, not too great in a lot of situations. However, in this one, it's not that bad because you've got this capstone protecting it. So it's able to come up and capture onto that, reclaim that stack. If, for example, the capstone comes up or one of these flats captures over it, the capstone can come up. Now, at this point, I would bring the capstone up. This is a tag threat. There's basically 3 different moves that black can do to stop this threat from happening. The best one is bringing this whole capstone stack up from D3 up to D4. The other one he can do is potentially take this flat to the right, this flat stack, take 2d4 right. That works, but it's not nearly as good as just bringing the capstone stack up. But bringing the capstone up for a self-capture is not something that a lot of newer players will think to do, and it is typically not a great move to make self-captures. However, there are situations like the one we're seeing right now where it is definitely the best move to make. Does go for it too, so he did spot that that option out. All right, white trying to come up with something to do here. I think that because black wants to go for this vertical, black wants to play at d3 on the next turn. And that's a really strong move. If I'm white, I'm going to keep that from happening. One of the ways to do that is, unfortunately, to drop a wall. Now, I say unfortunately because that hurts your flat count score. Now, flat count score often in beginner tournament games doesn't really come into play as much. However, if the game goes long enough, of course, that is the other win condition, is to win when somebody runs out of flats or the board gets filled up, to have more flats on the board, more flats showing. And so dropping a wall down kind of sets you back behind by one move because you're not placing a flat on the board. You're placing a wall, and the wall doesn't count for that flat count score. One of the other things that white could do here is play a flat. Now, playing a flat is not particularly good in this situation because you are playing a flat knowing that you're going to be making a flat capture afterwards. You're going to have to capture down onto d2 and probably drop a wall here anyway at d3. So it just feels like a wall at d3 is the best move here. Doesn't go for it. Instead going to play very offensive. And if I'm black, I'm either playing d3 or d6 here. Now, d6 makes a lot of sense because then you can come right with c5, capture over, but d3 makes the most sense because that was just a prime position for a wall to really screw up all of black's vertical threats. Now, this black can just drop at c6 and make a threat here. Or drop at d1 and make a threat here. But I like c6 a little bit better. White's able to capture up with that capstone stack to kind of make a really strong positive flat count differential move. So that'd be a +3 move. And if you're wondering what I mean by +3, check out the flat count differential or FCD video of Tack University. Now at this point, white is making a tack threat. White can capture up with 2c4 to make the road. Doesn't, however. Now white's able to capture this. Black cannot capture this stack. If black captures this stack, white wins with a road. Black drops the wall right away. Now white can run away to the side with this stack, throw it to the right, can drop their own wall, something like that. Just goes for the placement at f3, going to go for that vertical threat here. Now black probably just wants to capture over with that wall. Capturing over with the wall is a really good play. You can use that wall stack and spread it to the right and cut off any sort of vertical threat that white starts building for. They've already got sort of committed here by playing that f3, so if they play at f2, play at f5, black can just spread that to the right. Additionally, white can't make a threat on this turn. If black plays at d1, that's a tack threat. The tack threat is by spreading this black wall stack to the left, leaving behind a black flat here, a black flat here, and then dropping the wall here. That creates that connection down to d1. So, okay, so here we go. White's setting up to be able to capture over onto d3. So if I'm black, I still probably want to drop at d1 here. That makes my tack threat and retains my control over this stack. Does go for it. Let's see. What's white's play? Is white going to come left with e3? No, white plays at c3. Didn't see the threat. Black able to spread left, go for the win. That means that NameOfStone has won Game 2 of this semifinals match. And that means that NameOfStone goes on to the finals of this 2023 April Beginner Tack Tournament. So congratulations to NameOfStone, and well played to both players. That was a lot of fun to watch. So be sure to check that out. The next matches that come up whether they be in the finals or the other semifinals matches. We've also got a few tiebreakers from the group stages that still need to be played to determine who's in the other match of the semifinals. So, thanks everybody for watching. That is all for today. Be sure to check out the description below for all things TAC, especially the TAC Discord server, which is where you can find all sorts of TAC resources like strategy guides and people to play with, whether that be right here on playtac.com or asynchronously through the Discord server itself. We've also got a lot of homemade sets that are fantastic, very, very nice stuff, and even custom skins to set up on Playtac, just like the one I'm using right here. So thanks everybody for watching, and until next time, have a great day and happy tacking.